Good morning. Hello to everybody present in the sanctuary or watching online. We welcome you to this morning's service of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Vero Beach. We call it UUFVB for short. My name is Bob Lipton. I'm a member of your board of trustees, and I'm serving as pulpit host this morning, sharing the stage with Reverend Tom Capo. If you can't see me clearly, I'm wearing a short-sleeve plaid shirt. We kind of dress informally around here. And I'm 85 years young. People used to call me Red, but they don't do that anymore because what little I have up here, which is white, but I'm bald, basically. So I want to welcome you again. Welcome to everybody, whether you're young or old, gay or straight, black or white, or some other marvelous shade of humanity, whether you're somewhere out there in cyberspace or here in the sanctuary with us. We welcome you just as you come to us in all of your particularity. I want to welcome new people visiting for the first time, please enjoy the service and then join us for coffee hour. Following the service, just follow the crowd out to follow Fellowship Hall. And when you get there, I'm talking to first-time visitors, please grab a red mug. This enables us to see the red mug and come up and say hello, introduce ourselves, and share with you our feelings about this vibrant community we have here. A couple of announcements in your order of service. You'll find activities coming up this week, including there's a no hate photo opportunity Tuesday, October 28th. The No Hate campaign is a national movement promoting marriage, gender, and human equality through impactful photography. The No Hate photographers will be taking photos from 5 to 8 p.m. No reservations needed. The cost is $40 for an individual photo or $25 per person in a group photo. And please wear a plain white shirt or blouse. Also coming up in November 8th, there will be a program council meeting, the first of its kind, at 11 o'clock Saturday morning, November 8th. And we're asking all committee chairmen and all heads of work groups to please attend that session. We'll be discussing the objectives of the program council, and Steve Wishtar will show you how to access the newly designed member section of the website and how to use it for your committee or your working group. After the meeting, everyone in the congregation is invited to attend a workshop, Leadership That Meets the Moment, which will be starting at 1 p.m. and go from 1 to 4 p.m. And that's being put on by the Sunshine Cluster and the Southern Region of the Unitarian Universalist Association of America. You're probably wondering when it is that we get up and talk to each other and say hello. This is that moment. So find somebody you don't know, say hello, and say hello to the folks you know.
It is our tradition, after everybody sits down, to light our chalice at the beginning of our service and to say a few words that are meaningful to us. So let me light the chalice. And if you'll join me, we make ourselves a light. Let us shine our light into the world, providing a beacon in the darkness and creating a path toward compassion, peace, love, justice, and equity. Thank you.
Be fast unto yourselves, be your own confidence, hold to the truth within now I think
Now we're going to sing.
So for our first hymn, it's number 181, No Matter If You Live Now Far or Near. And since this is a Buddhist-themed service, this is a Buddhist Indian song. So it's not one we've done before, so Elisa's going to play it through all once before we sing. Rise as you're willing and able. No matter if you live now far or near, no matter what your weakness or your strength, there is not one alive we count outside. Make deeper joy for all. Now come at length. Make deeper joy for all. Now come at length. Let none among us lie or self-deceive, nor cultivate a hatred all apart. So may we nurture our mindfulness, a boundless heart beyond all fear and strife, a boundless heart beyond all fear and strife.
Good morning. My name is Ron Lombardo. It is my honor and privilege to be presenting the Time for All Ages reading. Today is a short story intended to be a parable, a Buddhist parable. And I'm new to the idea of Buddhism. And before I start the story, I have a few things to share with you. Reading up on it, the basic idea of Buddhism, if you are or are not familiar, is to end suffering. The word is dukkha, and with the direction to achieve enlightenment, which we know as nirvana, and by following the four truths and the noble eightfold path, which would include dealing with suffering both physically and or mentally, or both. And I was curious enough to ask myself, and for the young people or those who don't know the subtleties of what is the difference between a parable and a fable. And I came up with, in fact, yes, there is. Fables use animals or inanimate objects that have human characteristics to teach a moral lesson, while a parable features human characters in realistic situations to illustrate a spiritual or moral principle. Fables often state their moral rather directly, whereas parables can have implicit, perhaps a bit more vague meanings that may require more interpretation, and as I mentioned, may have a religious or spiritual aspect to it. So with that in mind, our reading for today, which is a parable attributed to the spiritual teacher, the Buddha. It's just as if a man were wounded with an arrow, thickly smeared with poison. His friends and companions, kinsmen and relatives, would provide him with a surgeon. And the man would say, I won't have this arrow removed until I know whether the man who wounded me was a noble warrior, a priest, a merchant, or a worker. And then he goes on, I won't have this arrow removed until I know the given name and clan of the man who wounded me. And further, he presents, until I know whether he was tall, medium, or short. And I would like to know whether he was dark, ruddy brown, or golden colored. And not until I know his home village, town, or city. Oh yes, and it would help if I know whether the bow which he wounded me with was a long bow or a crossbow, until I know whether the bowstring which I was wounded with was made of fiber, bamboo, sinew, hemp. And I should know whether the shaft with which I was wounded was wild or cultivated, or whether the feathers of the shaft at which I was wounded were those of a vulture, or stork, or hawk, peacock, or another bird. And he would continue, I won't have this arrow removed until I know whether the shaft which I was wounded with was of a common arrow, a curved arrow, barbed, calf-toothed, or oleander. And in the end, the man would die. Curious about all these things which still remain unknown to him. Perhaps a little odd, but the parable of the poison arrow makes clear that the Buddha's highest priority is to eliminate suffering. Abstract questions about the cosmos matter very little when there is suffering right here, right now, and we have the power to get rid of that. So rather than speculate on doctrinal matters, the Buddha wants to play a role of a doctor. He wants to provide practical solutions to real human problems. If we are experiencing pain or dissatisfaction in our day-to-day lives, what could be more important than working to fix whatever's causing it? Buddhist monks advise us to consider the truth of Buddhism as if our hair is on fire. Not particularly an issue for me, but such is truly the urgency of our task. And so the moral for us is not to get caught up with the minutiae or distractions, and by doing so, miss the point of healing from our own suffering. So ends this.
Sing the children out. As you journey, may you know, love and hope go with you, love and hope go with you. Learn and grow.
This is a time in our service when we acknowledge that we come together with our own joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. Before me is water, the very sustenance of life. Water can buoy you up, nourish, cleanse, and replenish you. It is a source of life which creates beauty and the very making of tears. This community, like water, is the very sustenance of many of our lives, especially when we remember our sacred obligation to buoy each other up in times of sadness, to nourish one another in times of want, to cleanse one another with acts of kindness and generosity, and to replenish one another when our hearts are weary and worn. Today, with this water, I remind us visually of our sacred obligation to one another. And so I add some salt for the tears that have fallen this week. May we remember that there are those among us who have been in pain. So let us be tender with one another, for we know not what is held in the silent sanctuary of one another's hearts. And I add some flowers to remind us of the beauty and joy that surrounds us in our lives, that floats on the surface of many of our faces and enlivens our spirits. In a moment, I will invite those who wish to come forward, who find it meaningful to place a stone in the water, to do so. But first, I'm happy to place a stone in the water for those of you who wish, if you just raise your hand. Now please come forward if you find it meaningful and helpful to you. all that we offer one another. Keep us connected and blessed during this hour and for the week ahead. Amen.
This is the time in our service when we express our gratitude and commitment by sharing our financial resources. To contribute to the fellowship, please place your offering in the envelope that's in the back of the pews in front of you, or you can donate to UFB by clicking on the QR code with your phone. But our offering today also serves another purpose, that of supporting an organization that addresses the needs of the underserved in our community. That is the purpose of our Sunday Fund, one of our congregation's major social justice outreach efforts. At this time, I would like to invite Megan Bradford to the podium to tell you more about Bike Walk IRC.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be up here sharing this with you guys. Bike Walk Indian River County, we're a local nonprofit. We promote a safer, healthier, and more connected Indian River County through biking and walking. And one of the big things we do is our bike rehab program. When someone is rebuilding their life, they often need 3 things to be stable: an ID, a phone, and transportation. And one of our activities solves that problem for transportation. We collect donated bicycles from the community, and we repair them with care with our volunteers. And then we give those to our neighbors in our community who need transportation. They complete a safety course, and they receive a helmet, lights, and locks, and their bicycle. Our volunteers are the heart of our mission. They help us to repair these bicycles, as well as they engage in our other activities, which is advocacy. We advocate to make sure that everybody in our community is safe and respected in their means of transportation. So anytime there's any changes to the infrastructure, our volunteers are advocating to make sure those who walk and use bicycle have safe transportation as well as our education. Our volunteers are in the schools teaching the kids safe routes to school, as well as we are involved with other nonprofits educating the kids. So here at Bike Walk, we run on the power of community. It's through people donating bicycles, volunteering their time, and just simply believing in the act of small repair can lead to big outcomes of renewal in our community. If you have unused bicycles in your garage, we'll give it a second life. If you like working with your hands, we'll teach you how to turn a wrench. And if you believe in the mobility as a form of freedom, we'd love to have you join us in all levels of our organization. We are a 99% volunteer-run organization, so volunteers are always welcome. And we really do believe we're not just building bicycles, we're building connection, dignity, and possibility, one ride at a time. Thank you.
The offering will now be received.
into a time of prayer or meditation, although this will be meditation. So I invite you to get into a position that feels comfortable for you, with your feet flat perhaps. You might put your hands in your lap. Your eyes can be closed or slightly resting. And as you rest, I'm going to invite you to do what the Buddha suggested, to breathe. Simply to breathe. To attend to your breathing is the simplest path to enlightenment. Opening yourself up to your breathing without expectation, without trying to achieve or find anything. These words are from the Sutra of Full Awareness of Breathing. Breathing in, you know that you are breathing in. And breathing out, you know you are breathing out. I invite you to breathe in one slow, deep breath. Breathe out one slow, deep breath. Breathe in with full awareness of your breathing. Breathe out with full awareness of your breathing. Breathe in a way that is comfortable for you, feels right for you. And as you breathe in, and as you breathe out. As you breathe in, be aware of your whole body. And as you breathe out, be aware of your whole body. This is how we practice. As you breathe in, allow your body, your whole body, to become calmer and more at peace. And as you breathe out, allow your whole body to be calmer and more at peace. As you breathe in, feel the joy that is within you. Breathe out, feel the joy that is within you. Breathe in, be aware of your mind. Breathe out, be aware of your mind. As you're breathing in, you are aware of the activities of your mind. As you breathe out, you are aware of the activities of your mind. As you breathe in, be aware that you are liberating your mind. As you breathe out, be aware that you are liberating your mind. As you breathe in, contemplate letting go. And as you breathe out, contemplate letting go. This is what practice is like. May you practice this full awareness of breathing. And as it develops, may you be rewarded and experience great benefit. Maybe, just maybe, you might find yourself slowing down. So may it be. There are many lenses to look through when considering compassion. One that has held meaning for me is Buddhism. Buddhism has to do with cultivating no self, or living life knowing that there is no permanent, unchanging soul or essence of a person. A Buddhist approaches a hot dog vendor and says, "Make me one with everything." The vendor hands the Buddhist the hot dog. The Buddhist hands him a $20 bill and waits. Finally says, "Where's my change?" The vendor replies, "All change comes from within." This simple joke actually contains two Buddhist teachings. Change comes from within, and being one with everything is the goal of existence. These teachings are central to our exploration of the concept of letting go of the self or the ego. I ask you for a moment to consider what it would be like to empty ourselves of all that makes us who we are, and empty ourselves of all we use to describe and categorize the world. What do you think would happen? Well, perhaps the meditation we did just now, the Sutra of Breathing, might give us a sense of how challenging that might be. So I ask you for a moment to consider how you experienced the Sutra on full awareness of breathing. What did you notice as you breathed and listened to the few words I said? Did you find it hard to focus? You find that your brain was still in motion as if there were a hive of angry wasps in your head? Those wasps, of course, being your thoughts. Thoughts about what you've done, what you need to do, what you might be considering doing. There might even have been a time you might have wanted to get up during the meditation and say, "Tom, stop with the breathing in and breathing out. We get it. It's all right. We're breathing." Every person who practices meditation, even Tibetan monks sitting on rocks on snowy peaks in the Himalayas, have had the experience that probably many of you had, which your mind is not completely quiet while you breathe. It just very rarely happens. See, most human beings like to have a body and mind in motion, tethered to worldly attachments. This tethering to worldly attachments and all these things going on in your mind, they refer to it as the monkey mind. And having all these thoughts going on in our mind, well, it makes us impatient, wanting to do something rather than just be, or be still, or slow down. Our monkey mind is cluttered with all kinds of details, most of which are not significant. Like, I wonder where we're going for lunch today after the service. I bet many of you were thinking that. But the people who practice meditation continue their practice despite all these distractions. They open themselves up to whatever gifts they would be given from the process, not expecting anything in particular, and certainly not expecting anything that would necessarily meet their own needs. They open themselves up to being one and receptive to all the good and abundance in the universe, letting go of the self, perhaps gaining something meaningful from the experience. Might gain wisdom, intuitive knowledge, direction, peace, relaxation, maybe even increased compassion and patience. But the thing is, we're not looking for those. We're opening ourselves up to those, the possibility of those. And it can be any type of meditation. You don't have to sit and breathe like you did today. You could walk, you could have your eyes open or closed. There are many different ways to open yourself up and wait for the change to come to you from within. And meditation in the spirit of Buddhism has the potential to increase our overall awareness of our connections and interconnections with all existence. In other words, to be one with the universe. But to do so, we must put aside the self and all the illusory categorization of existence that we hold on to. The Buddha Dharma, or the Buddha teachings, encourages us to be aware of our commonplace view of things, our basic assumptions about ourselves and about the world, and to understand that all of those are based on a grand illusion, the illusion of self. We are but an accumulation of our biological sensations and mental processes. We smell banana bread, we see banana bread, we feel the warmth, the memory of banana bread, may even taste banana bread. Sort of want a little banana bread right now, but we have millions of these kinds, perhaps billions of these kind of accumulated sensations. And each of these is transitory, passing quickly from one experience to the next. And as we accumulate more and more of these sensations, we develop a sense that we are separate because we have all of these experiences. A sense of self begins to develop. I think, therefore I am. I categorize, therefore I am. I want some more banana bread because I am. And very often, the mantra of the self that we develop is, it's all about me. My wants, my needs, my desires. This mantra of self circles around the idea that the self must always imagine itself to be the center of the universe. Thus, my way is the only way comes into being. And by extension, everything with which the self is associated becomes the only way. The self, if you'll excuse the expression, is self-centered. The self grows and develops with each experience we have. And we accumulate more and more and more of these experiences, accumulating these sensations we feel we need to survive. Categorize so that we can know how to live in the world. The more life experiences we accumulate, the more we develop desires to repeat some experiences. Many times, the desires for these experiences is more powerful and controlling than actually fulfilling that desire. As Mr. Spock said from the original Star Trek, for those of you who might not remember, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing as wanting. This is not logical, but it is often true. Let's say that you want a computer game. My son, many years ago, wrote on his arm all the dates for 3 weeks leading up to the release of a new video game, Puyo Pop Fever, for his Nintendo DS. And each day he would erase a date until he was getting increasingly close to the day that this game would come out, and it would be his. Inevitably, he got the game, played it briefly, beat it, and then started looking for the next game. I'm sure none of you could relate to that. The Buddha taught that attachments and desires are the root of all suffering. The real world never really lives up to the idealistic desires that we have for it. There is no job out there that could meet every need we have with more money than we could ever possibly spend. There is no spouse who can be everything to us. Some of you may have already learned that. When we look at the world from an idealistic standpoint, nothing around us is as great as we imagine it to be, or it could be. And the thing is, we can't get rid of all the desires and all of our idealism. That's impossible. Trying to stop having desires just increases them. Cravings, for instance, is one of those desires. Homemade chocolate chip cookies right out of the oven. Warm, hot fudge sundaes. I know y'all getting hungry. The Buddha teaches to deal with these desires and this idealism. We need to do it through right view, right intention, right speech, right attraction, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. The Eightfold Path. The thing is that the bottom line is that if you have desires, the Eightfold Path is how you might leave your desires as they are and just do what needs to be done. Ultimately, the Eightfold Path is reality itself. To act in accordance with reality. Let's say that you want a Jaguar, but you've got a Chevy Chevette. A car I had many years ago that vibrated so hard I got tennis elbow from driving it. So you want to go to the grocery store, or you need to go to the grocery store for your weekly groceries. What makes more sense? Sitting at home, wishing you had a Jaguar, or getting in your tiny, vibrating tin can of a car. I still have some issues with that, and actually driving to the store and getting the groceries. Living in accordance with reality helps you manage desires and attachment. So that's part of it, living in reality. Here's another part. While you live in reality, meditate. Meditate to help stay focused on the present. And through meditation, remember that you are connected and interconnected to the whole of creation. This connection with the universe can help us manage our desires and ground us in focusing not only on just doing what needs to be done, but on living a life for the betterment of creation. This understanding opens us up to intuitive, loving acts for all creation. Intuition is that right thinking part, thinking with both body and mind, open and present-centered. And by embracing intuition, we act in ways to aid all creation in the spirit of love. Knowing that all love asks of us to say, how may I serve you? This love is a feeling of unity with others. It's a love that does not seek to possess, but to give. And when we truly act in the spirit of love, please do not assess the worth of your actions. As Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once wrote, "The tangerine I am eating is me. The mustard greens I am planting is me. I plant with my heart and my mind. I clean this teapot with the kind of attention I have were I giving a baby Buddha or Jesus a bath. Nothing should be treated more carefully than anything else. In mindfulness, mustard seed, teapot, they're all sacred. They're all sacred." People get caught up in what loving act is more worthy than any other loving act. For instance, is it more worthy to work to decrease greenhouse gases, to rid the world of smallpox, or whatever popular charity or cause there is, as opposed to helping your mother clean a dead squirrel out of her gutters? We get in trouble when we try to gauge the worth of our actions. It's not that the worthy causes are not worth pursuing. It's that too often our image of worthy causes completely obscures the stuff that's right in front of us, right here and right now. When we let go of the self, we're called to loving, compassionate action in the present, aiding those that we can without considering the worth. Whether it's better to do this or do that, just do what's right there and know that that is loving the universe. Buddha advocated individual effort, plain language, and simple means. Remember the poisoned arrow story. His approach emphasizes direct experience rather than relying on priests or complex theology. In his vision, all people are equal, equally capable of spiritual development. We're all capable of Buddhist practice. We all have the ability to change from within, to manage our desires, to develop our ability to be intuitive. We have the potential to open ourselves up and let go of ourselves, to love all humanity, all creation, including our own body. As Buddhist Digha Nikaya wrote, we're all capable of putting down all the barriers, letting our minds be full of love, letting love pervade the quarters of the world so the world all around, above and below and around, is pervaded by love, letting love be sublime and beyond measure so that it abounds everywhere. My friends, I invite you, let go of your ego, spread love from your heart, and do it. Do it in the moment with what's right there in front of you. Amen.
Our final hymn today is number 86, Blessed Spirit of My Life. Rise as you're willing and able.
I leave us with the Buddha's words, go forth into the world for the good of the many, for the happiness of the many, with compassion for the world, and for the benefit, blessing, and the happiness of all gods and humans. So may it be.